literal, we're Spinnaker sailors now! Woo! Zach, explain to me what's happening.
The autopilot's being and we just hit something really big and we don't know what it was.
Could you imagine a pet deer on the boat?
This is where us and our boat are currently residing. A small, correction, very small island, just off the coast of Pacific Mexico. We had just left the fishing town of Zihuatanejo.
It's so nice here.
And were welcomed into the anchorage by some humpback whales, which come to this coast every winter to breed.
That was one of the coolest moments sailing, or motoring, that we've ever had. The tail came up out the water. I've never seen that. I don't even think I've seen that on another boat, let alone our own boat. So that was so cool.
Now we are itching to check out the area and finally go for a beer with the couple who dropped past at the end of last week's vid before we set off on the trip north.
So much bird poo on here.
What, pelican poo?
Yeah, it was something big. It was like all over the centre of the panel because we were wondering why we're getting low solar from this.
That's easy. I just told it. That's easy.
This chap here has owned a little palapa here for the last couple of decades and prides himself on keeping the local wildlife fed, namely with tortillas. Fed by mouth. Not sure on that bit either.
Go in your mouth.
Could you imagine a pet deer on the boat? How cute.
Anyway, it's also turtle hatching season. So as we enjoyed a sundowner with our new friends, we watched new life begin, which, as far as the cruising experience goes, was a pretty special one. We're about to make the 2-day sail to Barra Navidad. It's currently about 10 at night, and because of the weather conditions and winds and everything like that, it's best to kind of leave at this time of day, which is a bit unusual for us. We don't normally leave kind of early evening, do we? We normally leave kind of just before the sun goes down or just as the sun's coming up normally, but it's about 200 miles, so we should be getting in on Thursday morning to Barra Navidad, and we'll spend a few days there, but we're going to wait to see what the weather window to Puerto Vallarta looks like after that, because if there is a decent weather window, we're going to take it, and if not, we're going to leave the boat there for a little bit.
Yeah, nice. 2 days, 2 nights. No, 1 day, 2 nights. 1.5 days, 2 nights. Okay, a little bit more. Okay, that's good. We're up. Woo! Zach, explain to me what's happening.
The autopilot's being and we just hit something really big and we don't know what it was.
Today is super exciting. We had a bit of a tough night and we thought to cheer ourselves up, we're going to test the Spinnaker for the first time. So Zach's just on the bow and we're going to hoist it. I've got butterflies, but I know it'll be awesome. It's been a long time coming, this.
Okay, that Dyneema line might be a bit tangled, but continuous loop. Okay, there's a knot. It should just be able to be shaken out. That looks like it's there.
It's time. Wow!
There we go.
Woo!
That's working well. Woo! Do you think I need to bring this in more?
I don't know if you can do it once it's up. Oh my gosh, it's massive!
I can bring it in a bit. When it's up, I can.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's better. Wow. Bloody hell. Wow, Zach.
Yeah, first time Spinnaker sailing at Tay-Lee. I wonder when the last time you did a Spinnaker up was.
It's a gorgeous shape as well. Woo!
That went pretty well for a first time.
It did.
It got a bit twisted.
Woo! We're in neutral. We're Spinnaker sailors now. Woo! Engines off. Woo! That's insane. Isla and Boundless, over.
Hey Tay-Lee, what's up?
We did it! Woohoo!
Yeah, it looks great back there. I mean, you're still pretty far back, but to me, it looks like a pretty big Spinnaker.
Yeah, she's so pretty. It was a bit nerve-wracking hoisting it for the first time, but it went really well.
That is so great. And it's all black?
All black.
Amazing. What was hoisting it, out of the sock, like, pulling the sock up? Did that go okay?
Yeah, it went fine.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, it went fine. We had to adjust the tack line because I think it was a bit long, but then when we pulled it in, it actually went really easily.
Yeah, sometimes it wants to bunch up and you gotta work to get the sail, or to get that chute running up free.
It's a lot better now, Zach's hand steering. The autopilot was just making slightly too bigger adjustments and it was luffing a fair amount, but now he's hand steering. We are flying.
What's your speed over ground?
6.5 at the moment.
6.5, but we're constantly hitting 7 with no engine, which is amazing.
Of a certain degree. So you're saying that the heading change should be maybe the, of course, in heading, right now I'm getting confused, but as long as the boat is keeping the wind at whatever you set it to, then your sails are good. You want to know after a certain degree, maybe 10 degrees, maybe 15, depending on if you get it. So I think I'm going to look at those settings now too. By the way, we're still catching up. So it's
Okay, so explain to me about the main now being down.
So we were actually averaging like almost 7.5 knots a lot of the time, probably easily averaging 7 consistently. And our autopilot can't really keep up with it, and the boat felt a little bit overpowered. I think if we had the hydrovane up and running, it would have dealt with that absolutely fine, but we were definitely just screaming way too quickly. So we've taken it down, and with that down, we've dropped down about a knot or so, and it feels a lot more stable now, the autopilot. It's still not fantastic, but it is a lot better. And now that the main's down, the Spinnaker isn't getting kind of in the wind shadow so much of the main, so it's kind of staying a lot more inflated.
Yeah, it's gorgeous though. I'm really enjoying it. It's silent, which is really nice, and we're just gliding along. It's the fastest we've sailed downwind in the least amount of wind. I think there's, what is it? 8 knots apparent at 120 right now, so we wouldn't be sailing in this.
We were catching, we are the 2 boats, but now that we've taken the main down, I think we're kind of dropping back a little bit, but I'm happy with that.
Yeah, we have to keep a bit of an eye on it. Our autopilot just isn't, we don't trust it basically. It's not
100%.
So we'll explain more about that when we get in. That AP is really pissing me off, but at least it's kind of holding our course now, so. And the Spinnaker's amazing, so there's always things to be happy about. You just got to look a bit harder for them. Actually, you don't have to look very hard for this one. It's really big. It's right there. How's today been?
It's been, well, last night was pretty rubbish for a number of reasons, but yeah, today has been exceptional since we got the Spinnaker up, and it's been nerve-wracking getting up for the first time, but it's been amazing. We've been averaging the highest we've averaged for ages. I can't think of another sail where we've had this kind of ideal of conditions.
Yeah, it's been amazing.
yeah, the Spinnaker's been behaving beautifully.
And very enjoyable. Makes me excited for long ocean passages.
Yeah.
We have just eaten dinner and the sun is quite quickly setting and we really don't want to be dousing this for the first time in the dark. So I think we're just going to finish our dinner and then get dousing this in a sec. Yeah, I'm loosening. Good job! That was awesome! Okay, I'm going to come up and help you now.
Quite a bit of weight on it, just be careful.
Yep. Okay, you ready?
Yeah. Okay, stop.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Beautiful, look at that. Well, that's the Spinnaker dropped, and actually it went really fine. I don't think the GoPro got it because I went to stop it and it had already stopped, but take our word for it, we just cheated out. We had the engine on but in idle. There wasn't much wind, so we thought we didn't need to motor forward to increase our apparent, and yeah, I mean, it all worked to the book, didn't it?
Yeah, it was actually really easy, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm sure it isn't always like that, especially with, you know, a rougher sea state and more wind, but for this time it went really nicely. So now we've got the engine on. It's a bit rolly out here. We've got the main up, it's just on the preventer at the moment. I mean, the wind's now 5 knots apparent, so barely anything, and it's only going to dry up overnight, sadly, but you know, at least we've had a full day, a beautiful day Spinnaker sailing, and the sun's setting over there, and yeah, I'm going to get ready for the night watch.
It's about 7 in the morning at the moment, and it was a bit of an interesting night last night. We hit something, and then this morning we almost ran aground, which was also interesting. We're not 100% sure if it was a big thermocline or something else, but it just didn't appear on any normal charts until we zoomed in really close. Thankfully we were right, it showed 3 on our depth sounder, but Boundless and Isla didn't see it or didn't like hit anything, so it was interesting. We'll do some more research into that spot later because it's really weird that wasn't marked anywhere. But we're about 15 miles out from our destination at the moment, and I think we're both looking forward to getting it after this one. But there's been some highs and lows with the Spinnaker, and yeah, it's been an interesting trip. But one more overnight and then we're in Puerto Vallarta, and then we're there for a little bit, which would be nice.
Thanks for being here with us this week. A fair amount went wrong. but also so much went right. In this life afloat, we've learned to sway with the rhythms of fortune and fate. For isn't that the sailor's way? When challenges rise like whitecaps on the horizon, we just have to flow like the water itself, accepting what comes while keeping our course, or at least keeping a better course than our bloody autopilot. That's a conversation for another day. Join us to assess the damage next week. And take a trip through the mangroves, which we won't be forgetting for a long time to come. See you then.
I love this.